Something they missed out on. All right. All right. Everybody ready? Y'all, can y'all see that? Yes? Okay, good. So I'm going to highlight all my frequencies. When I do my frequencies, I'm going to start at that first zero and highlight that last zero. That's why that's one of the reasons I put here. And over here too, because we're going to do a relative frequency polygon between here. Those are perfect. But it's easier to do an extra zero. All right, now I'm going to click on Insert. Which I used to be able to see. Hold on. Come on. Okay. I'm going to click on Insert. It's up here-ish. There we are. Go to not the line. That's where we went for histogram. We go to the one just below it where it says Insert Line or Area Chart. Very good. Click that and choose the very first line chart. It's basic. It works. Now I should be able to scroll. Two fingers says scroll. Why are you not scrolling? There you go. Very good so far. Now I'm going to move this over just a little bit just so I can see my midpoints. You don't technically have to do that, but it does make your life a little bit easier if you do. Mainly you people that have called me over and said, look, when I clicked on this, it covered up the cell I wanted to click on, and now I can't see it. If you're those people and you're not happy with typing in things, or you haven't gotten used to it yet, or you don't want to, make sure you move your chart over so that you can see the midpoints, because we're going to highlight all those midpoints here in a second. We're going to build up this routine. You can either right-click the chart and choose Select Data, or up here at the top, it says Select Data. You're doing that one either way. If I start going too fast, let me know. Yes, Shabarius.
How do you this on the screen?
I have wipes. I don't know what's on your screen yet.
I put the phone on the screen.
Well, it's like there, but it's minimizing cell, but it's still there. Not so much for that idea. Wait a second. This is it. I'm going to It's moving now, but it's not really. Oh, I got it. It was a little funnel thing somehow, but it was just locked on. There you go. Again, if you have any issues or things aren't quite working out, let me know. You're just messing with your mask. Okay, good. If you're physically here, I can fix it. if you're virtually here, I may be able to fix it. Oh, who's here but in the Takara, you're in the virtual room, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Somebody walk into my camera first. Walk. Is it still pointing in the right direction, or is it off to one side?
It's good. It's on the board, so.
Is it like centered-ish on the board?
No.
Ready to move it this way?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Huh. Now it's good. All right. I forgot about that. You walked right into it. Because I made this question. I made what?
Was it recorded?
No, it was after the class ended.
Oh.
But I made this exactly so that I can walk underneath it without having any issues, but like just barely. And the bell rang and I was back there. He was walking behind me and I walked like this. He did the same thing, except it went everywhere. And I said, you shouldn't have grown up any taller than me. He at least thought it was funny.
Content.
What?
That would have been good YouTube content.
Yeah. All right, y'all ready-ish? On the horizontal side, you click edit. And now you're going to highlight all of your midpoints. Because you put in extra ones, so we should be good. You get every single midpoint in there. And then you hit OK twice. And it should have your midpoints in here, and we should be locked down on the x-axis. And then all we have left to do is we need to get our titles and labels in there. Typically, I'm going to do quick layout number 10 for the ogive and for the polygon. Histogram's layout 8. Polygon ogive is table layout number 10. And don't forget, testing quizzes are open notes. So the whole I don't remember what we clicked on this. You shouldn't have to remember, but some of you guys will. If you write it down, you don't have to remember. But that quick layout 10 actually makes you have all the right pieces. If I remember correctly, that's 8, 9, 10. Which has everything. I don't actually need to have this series 1 here. You can, but a lot of times I'll click it and delete it. It's up to you. Mainly, that's a good, I don't know, that's like the default layout that I started using in 20, whatever year it was. Click the title, give it a title. This side is going to be frequencies. Down here it is midpoints, but you could give it units if you wanted. This is weight in kilogram, right? Kilogram.
Yeah.
And as far as notes go, it's helpful. Like if I click this, it will tell me which 2 columns I use. Right? That's helpful. There's no reason to mess with the alignment because midpoints are actually in the middle of every class. So there's no reason to push them one side or the other. I'm going to zoom in just so you guys can see. Polygon. What I have. Everybody's asking bad questions. Not bad questions, but good questions. Zakaria, did you like your own post in the collaborative board?
Did I?
I think that you may have.
No, I ain't do it yet, but I'm about to do it now. What issue?
I do believe on my YouTube channel I have how to do all of this.
All right, I like it now.
Yeah,
There's 4 likes. I'm going places.
you said you're going places?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have 4 likes on a post you made?
Yeah.
If only I could be that famous. To have 4 people like the thing.
I believe you one day.
I didn't think I'd ever say this as like a positive thing. But hold on, Dylan, we're gonna do the second one together. But I have technically a school YouTube channel, right? Because every teacher technically has one, and I'll post stuff up there. Most of the things I post on my
What's your
YouTube channel,
YouTube channel?
most of the things I post on my YouTube channel are private videos that no one else can see, just because I use them to host the videos for my other projects. So 90% of the stuff there, you can't see. So there's no reason for me to have any subscribers to the YouTube channel, right? But I still have more than 5 times the number of likes you have just for my subscriber total. I never flex on anybody over my number of subscribers because it's pitiful. It's usually good for jokes. My YouTube channel is just like the radio teacher. It's my first name, last name, at kcscschool.org. .net, sorry.
We have one video.
That's the whole
Another
YouTube.
video.
Yeah, I mean, I've been putting, like, since I've been doing virtual, I've been putting some of them up publicly, but most of them are just.
You have 22 subscribers.
So it's your whole,
Bam.
your whole
Subscribing now.
email is
23.
I think so. I don't know. I've never like searched for it or anything. I just go to your channel based off my little school login thing. I didn't want to put anything into naming it. I just throw videos that are going to be too large to share off.
what's your email?
That's so, there's a lot of videos.
Yeah, I used to put them all in there, just make them all the best.
Oh, wrestling.
Q?
Yeah, I used to coach wrestling.
6 years ago.
That's about how long ago it was.
Oh, God.
All right, y'all ready-ish?
Not yet. Give me like.
The last draft.
God.
You ready yet?
No. Yeah, sure. You can get it rolling.
Still on the left. Do the chalkboard real quick. I'm gonna show you where we're doing it, old school, then I'm gonna do it like, actually do it. So an ogive is a little bit different. A little bit different. Okay, an ogive uses cumulative frequencies, that's what we wrote down yesterday. I hope.
Yes.
All right, good, right? And it uses boundaries. The lowest boundary, we'll call that 0. The lowest boundary is before any of my data begins. How many data values do I have before I begin? 0, good. So an ogive, I remember, man, I think I made that, is because it always starts at 0, because it's always the lowest lower class boundary, and it always starts before my data. And then after that, it's going to be cumulative, so it's never going to go down. So it's all up. It can go flat if I have an empty cell. It's all up from there. That's what the ogive is going to look. Still aligned, boundaries down here, cumulative frequencies here. Starts at 0, which is another reason why we put in zeros. So now when I go to do my frequencies, I'm gonna highlight from the first 0, cumulative frequencies, all the way down to my last, not 0. Very good with that. And then when I do the whole select data thing, I'm gonna grab my boundaries list, all of my boundaries, that one single boundaries column. Ready to do it? Let's go do it. Then after that, it's gonna be just like review and practice and knocking things out. Once I go back to the right camera. All right, have to be centered in the right spot. All right, so now cumulative frequencies, I highlight all of them, just down to my big number, not that last 0. All right, then I go to insert. Why can I not go to insert? Go this way. All right, click insert and choose the very first line chart. That's the histogram, only histogram. The one just below it is your line or area chart. Grab the first one. Zoom out a little bit. It should look like it should always be going up at some level. It should never go down. If it went down at all, you highlighted the wrong column. It's usually not going to be straight the whole time. It's usually going to change at least somewhere. But then we get to see like an overall trend of like how much we're gaining as we go. All right? Select data, still. On the horizontal side, we're going to click edit. And I'm going to grab all of my boundaries. I put them all here in the upper classes. But all my boundaries. And then you hit OK. Hit OK. And it's still going to be layout number 10 when we get to the quick layout option. All the same as the other one. Might be going too much actually too fast, but we'll see. And then cumulative frequency on the side. Already-ish. We're going to figure out the graphs really fast. Don't hang your head to coloring really fast. Ready? No. You're allowed to say wait.
Wait. Most
This would be a good time to refill my cup.
That's what I thought.
I do not believe you. I wish I had some right now, to be honest.
Can you drink with black coffee?
No, there's times I drink water.
But you drink black coffee?
But it's just black, you don't put anything in it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You actually drink black coffee.
Oh, God. I wish I could drink black
My
coffee.
uncle drinks that. I have no idea how you can drink that. stuff is really strong.
As my dad likes to say, it's a feature of gravity. I just start tipping the cup into them. I want to catch it with something. Might as well use my mouth.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Everybody ready-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go in order and make the, didn't you go way over there? Where's the other stuff? Well, easy if I zoom out a little bit. Go back to normal size.
I forgot that it says double like that.
What's my,
All the way over.
there it is. Okay, that's a good spot. All right, ready to make, so we have 3 graphs, right? Histogram, polygon, ogive. Yes? Do I see the beauty of Excel right now? So I'm gonna click on my histogram. Make sure I have the whole table there.
Yep.
All right. Unless I messed up. I think Control D is duplicate.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So I'm gonna pull this up here just so I can see my chart. This is my duplicate histogram, right? Not the first one, it's the second one.
I really hate my mouse pad right now.
Yeah, man. I feel
When I was younger, I was like insistent and like, oh, I need to have an external mouse just because I can't do this whole thing. I didn't realize for me, because I was gonna do this stuff for like the rest of my life, it was easier just to really build some mouse pad skills.
Yeah.
For you guys, some of y'all, it might be easier just to get a mouse.
I was thinking the same thing.
I have a mouse, but that thing is irritating as well, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick to doing mouse stuff.
It's got better. Now, when we had the Elite Pad, there was no question. It was like, no,
Oh
no,
my
you
God.
absolutely need to have an
Yeah.
external mouse. You might even need an external keyboard because
And then you had the iPad.
It was seriously
Yeah,
that
it was a
bad.
must, 100%.
the Elite Pad was really bad. It was a tablet that was trying to be a laptop, and it wasn't good either.
It really
They didn't
wasn't
have
good.
a,
Where's the
No.
they don't have keyboard and then a tablet. And it was so tiny, it was like this big.
Yeah.
My sister had one.
It was junk in so many ways.
I would never know that.
But not
Y'all had iPads 1 year, correct?
Freshmen did. Only the freshmen got them that 1 year. The freshman teachers are only ones that had.
We had to buy the-
That school year was miserable because if you taught like anything from a mixed classroom, because the freshmen had iPads and only iPads. The sophomores and some of the juniors had Chromebooks. No, they didn't. They had like this little Dell, this little HP like mini laptop thing. And then the seniors and the other juniors had like full-blown big size laptops that were actually fairly, well, they were nice except for the fact that they were really slow. So like, if you had like an algebra 2 class, you technically could have 3 different types of devices, or like an English 2 class, you could have like 3 different types of devices in your room, trying to teach them all. And they all had different operating systems too.
Oh, no.
Like the iPad had its own little Apple stuff, right? And the little miniature HP things had, either had Windows 8 or Windows 7. I can't remember which, but the laptops had whatever was before Windows 7. I can't remember what that thing was.
Like you can have Microsoft.
That would make sense, but I don't think that's what it was.
Oh, no, I'm just guessing.
But it was an earlier version of Windows. So like when I had to like, if you were like teaching Excel, they all had all different versions of Office. Well, Apple didn't have Office. I didn't have to deal with those, but like they had different versions of the exact same programs.
So the teachers had to learn basically 3 different formats.
And 3 sets of instructions. If your device looks like this, this is what you do.
That is irritating.
Yeah.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
Everybody now should have their histogram duplicated. All we're gonna do now is select data. Now pay attention, because this time it's a little bit different. On the legend entry series, the left side, remember, our boundaries are good. I'm gonna click edit. All right, skip the name thing. Let me actually get this bigger so you guys can see.
Just the values.
Yeah, I want the series values to change. Because now I don't want, if I click here, you guys see how that right there is highlighted, the frequencies? I want to switch those over to the relative frequencies. So I can just grab them No, I can't. Hold on. Yes, yes, yes. I know. I clicked and didn't need to click.
You still want both zeros?
No, I just want the top zero. I only had the top zero before. If you get the extra zero, it's okay. It doesn't hurt you on the histogram. So, but you need to have the first zero. It doesn't matter after that.
For some reason, mine is popping up with an error message.
It will do that sometimes if you end up getting both columns in there. Make sure that only one of them is actually highlighted.
Very good.
No, hold on. Why do I have that going on too?
Destroys everything. And
That's, yeah, mine did that too.
All right, so I might just clear that whole thing out and now do the relative frequencies. I may have to hit. Yeah, whenever you go to paste stuff, it adds it as a new thing. You have to, so ready?
So
When I
just
click
delete
edit,
the whole thing, and then
click this little arrow guy, hit backspace first to clear out that whole box.
got it,
Now highlight relative frequencies.
and stop before the last zero.
Stop before the last zero. And then we should be good.
Yeah, all right, I'm good.
It should make the exact, I made no K twice, by the way. It should make the exact same picture, but change these frequencies over here at decimals or percentages if you went percentage. And then all I have left to do is change this label to relative frequency. Let's see if I can type real. Okay, good.
So now we have two histograms.
Now we have two histograms. And by the way, that's what we're going to do with all of these. We're going to click on the previous graph, duplicate it, click select data, look at the vertical side, and just shift it over to the whatever column is just to the right of what we already had. Don't look at me like that.
We could be breakdancing
We-
right now.
We could be solving 30 equations.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just stick, so you.
What type of equation? Can I
Can we go ahead and do?
Yeah, go ahead. You can work ahead. Click the graph. Anyway. All right. Ooh. No, just right click and you select that. Right click it. Why is it not doing it? Yeah, it's not doing it.
I don't know.
Hey, you should do it better.
How dare you say that to someone?
Well, it's not doing anything that I want it to do.
So that's a great reason.
Great Jimmy Scott.
Yeah, you should have a design that pops up. Let's see, like even when I'm picking over here, it won't select that.
Something, whatever they were.
Okay. Series name, backspace. Nope, not over backspace. Yep, now we're good. Yeah, Excel is nice, but if you like misclick one thing, sometimes you can just create a world of hurt.
And it's only the data right beside the.
Yes, all of them are the column to the right of where they were. So like the relative frequencies for histogram and polygon, relative cumulative for the ogive.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got them all right.
Oh, goodness.
And then everything, instead of it just being the other thing, it's just now relative.
Now it's the relative version of the exact same thing, yes. So it was a histogram, now it's a relative histogram. It was a polygon. Technically, it was a frequency polygon, but there's only one polygon, so we just call it polygon. Now it's a relative polygon. It was an ogive, now it's a relative ogive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Basically, all this is going, it's going from raw numbers to percentages or to decimals to the proportion that it was. And you'll notice that even though it's still a lot, it's a lot less than what it sounded like when I said we're gonna make 6 graphs from this table.
Now it actually makes sense.
Yeah, and it's, because a lot of it's just routine, and it's like close to the same steps each time.
Just, it changes one little.
Yep. And it's because different groups are looking for like a certain different type of topic. And stats, we can't decide which group we're gonna meet for, we have to take care of everybody. Like there's some, I'd say industries, but there's some groups that want to look at histograms and all of their little policy choices and readings on stuff. Psychologists do a lot more of that. They look at histograms, that's what they're gonna look for. Some groups need to see ogives.
Since we gave all that, what's the next thing we're up to?
After that, we're just gonna do the next problem. Just make sure we can kind of put it all together and do it without destroying ourselves.
Makes sense.
Seems easier than you think.
Right.
All the jokes above. Be good, be good, be good, be good, be good, be good, be good. A nice good check for you is to make sure that even though the numbers change on your graphs, they should have the same shape.
They still look the same.
They should still look the same, even though like just the numbers change on how far they go up, they should keep their shape each time.
Okay.
With polygon.
I was
the
wondering
other
if
one
they were
has
supposed
two
to look the
zeros.
But now,
I was wondering if they were supposed to look the same.
no, they're supposed to look the same. It again is certain groups want to see raw numbers and certain groups want to see percentages and just go straight to that. So we are prepared for each. And if you ever have to do real world statistics, you wouldn't make all 6 graphs for them. Typically, you would either make the top 3 or the bottom 3 based on your purpose. Even that might be a stretch. Typically, you'd make a histogram or a polygon, and then you would make an ogive. Is that better? And you have those 2 big graphs. If you wanted to wow them, you'd make a 3rd. Everybody's good with this one? Let's see what we remember when we go to the motor. No, that was revenue per month from different
Monthly
small
revenue.
business. Monthly revenue. Let's go check that out. See what we can remember, what we can do.
Why is it all white now?
Because I tried changing stuff and see if it would show up right, but it didn't.
It's all white.
Hey, you should, oh, it was all white because I had it highlighted. That's what that is. All right, monthly revenue data. All of these we're gonna be making 5 classes. Everything on the table is 5 classes.
Got it.
Let's see who remembers what and who gets stuck.
Well, we do have our notes on the.
You do, and you can go back and cheat, go look at the other one and see what formula you wrote down, what formula you actually put inside the cell to see if it works. If you end up making a mess and it doesn't look right, I'm going to start filling in things as I go. You can check and see how things went. One big thing I point out, our first step that you may not have written down was whenever you got a set of data, highlight the data and sort it from smallest to largest. That's easy to forget. It won't mess you up until you get to frequency, but by then you will have forgotten that you didn't do it. I speak from years of experience of getting down to frequency and saying, how in the world did I forget to do that? Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna get better at this whole zooming around thing. illustrate as you can see.
How many number of classes are we having?
Five classes. By the way, you're allowed to move around if you want. I mean, I move around, you don't get jealous. How many? Whatever that bottom number was just above it, you want to be the whole number above that. But first, you want to make sure that was an actual whole number and not a decimal. It should have been a whole number. Okay, good. Now you have, since it's a whole number, you have to go up one. So there's one number bigger. Yeah, this one becomes awkward because I stole the data from something that wasn't really made for this type of problem. We'll make it work. I've never seen someone try to hide their phone like that, poor Takari. You're interesting.
I said I was hiding. I was just gonna drop it back on. But I mean, I guess it was hiding with you. Somebody had sent me the new 2K hat.
I do. You're acting like I care a lot more than I do already. I don't want to hear about your life story.
I'm still gonna speak my life story.
Wow.
You know what?
For the video record, I pick on Takari because I like him. That's how I show. That's how we show like you're okay in our family. We talk trash to you. I'm not being mean. All right.
You can't bully the woman.
Oh, wait, I probably should explain what I was doing. Even though you guys already should know, work ahead. To find the max, I'm going to type in equals max, start parentheses, and tell it what column I'm using. All my data was in the first column, which is A. Close parentheses and hit enter, and it will find my max. Gotta find my minimum value, that equals min. Start parentheses, same column, all my data is in the same place. To find the range, I hit equals, I click on max's cell, I hit minus, I click on the minimum cell, I hit enter. That's my range. I have a number of classes here. To help find my class width, I put equals, the range divided by the number of classes. That ends up being a whole number. I know that because if I go this way, it's still there and no decimals pop up. So my class width is always going to be the whole number that's bigger than what I got as an answer from the math. I got 8980 as an answer, which means my class width has to be 8981. So that's one bigger.
So what's the decimal? What do you do?
Then I just round up.
Okay.
The very first, whatever is the first whole number that's bigger than it. So if it's 0.99999, I didn't go up a lot. That's barely enough. 0.001 and going, I guess a little bit more. All right. Now I'm good for a little while. I'm gonna go over to my table. Note that, let me click up here so you can see it. Note that my number of classes and my class width carry over. That's good. That means I did not break my formula. Stay there. Okay, fine. Go here. Change how I'm doing it. My lower class limit is equal, right down, is equal to my smallest data value, whatever my min was. In this case was $26,020. Not big enough. All right, so equals, I didn't have to do equals. $26,020, right? I can type that in, I can hit the whole equals and click the value thing. There's lots of ways to get that number there. If you're really sure of yourself, you can just type it in. Remember that? We're good. You're allowed to work ahead because you already know what your homework assignment is for like the whole week / weekend thing or whatever. If you knock this thing out, one of the homework assignments for next week is to make the 6 graphs for this table, these tables. So if you want to really get ahead, you people that are bored with me, if you get stuck on Excel, you need to let me know. Virtual people, if you get stuck in Excel, let me know. This guy equals the cell above it plus a class width. I want this class width, you always read that cell. Now look, it will zoom up there, but then it won't. Let me come back here, that makes no sense.
So it's $F.
Yeah, $ in front of a row, you want the row to stay. $ in front of the column, you want the column to stay. We want that one to stay every way. So I put $ in front of both. Right? I want this thing to always read there. So I put a $ in front of the F. And I put a $ in front of the 1. I hit enter. It'll save me heartache later on. Upper class limit, I want to be 1 less than that one. So equals this thing minus 1. You know you're gonna make graphs from this, you could leave a blank row going across the top so that you don't have to recreate one later on. I should have thought about saying that before y'all started working.
Yeah.
But it just occurred to me. I'm so used to just doing tables just for tables.
I kind of forgot how to create another line across off.
Go to the row number and get the little right arrow.
Yeah, okay.
I remember.
Look at that. There's some benefits to being the class clown if you're an on-topic class clown.
Time to go back in.
I just cut and pasted, in case you're wondering, to move down a spot. This way I'll use this row for my graphing stuff and whatever the bottom row is eventually for my graphing stuff. All right, so I have those 2 numbers. Lower class boundary is going to equal the lower class limit minus 0.5. The upper class boundary is the upper class limit plus 0.5. By the way, if I start moving too fast, that's okay. Eventually there'll be a video on our Google Classroom. And you'll be able to pause. And when I do a step, you'll hit pause. You go back and do the step. Then you'll go back and hit play and then pause. You'll hate it, or you'll have it like in a separate device or different screens, or you'll find some way to make it work, I'm sure. Now for the midpoint, remember the midpoint is low plus high divided by 2. So I'm just going to highlight these 2. Low plus high divided by 2 is like an average. So when I highlight those 2 cells, I'm going to travel over here where it says auto sum, click the down arrow and choose average, and that will shoot it into the right spot.
Yeah.
Go back out. Now I need to do the magic to make this table, the left side of the table fill in. I click that cell that has this fun formula in it. All right, click that cell, get the black plus sign. I can either drag across and then drag down, or I can drag down and then across. I'm gonna drag down first. I know I have to have 5 classes, and I already have 2 there. So that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. Now I'm gonna drag across all the way through midpoint. Now I have all of that stuff taken care of. It'll be included in my bordering.
Could you repeat that stuff, please?
So I click this cell, right?
Yeah.
I get the black plus sign. Now my count. Oh no!
Yeah, that was
Okay.
that.
I'm gonna drag down until I have 5 classes down. Right now, that's the spot that's in row 2. So I need 3 new spots to fill in. So I'm gonna drag down 1, 2, 3 more. That gives me 5 total. I leave all that highlighted, and I just black plus sign again. And now I'm gonna drag all the way over to midpoint.
Okay.
And it should fill in everything correctly. Frequency's fun. We get to count. Everyone likes to count. I remember correctly. Yeah.
I'm doing something wrong.
You're doing something wrong?
I'm doing something.
Yeah, same here. I'm really kind of confused at this point.
I don't know what the hell that's. Then I'm doing the same. That one, right?
Yep.
And then I do that.
Go highlight both of them, just a second. Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
With mine, like, I'm doing that whole duplicate thing where it's where basically you move it over to.
Hold on. Click the 35,001 thing.
Okay.
Put a dollar sign in front of the F too.
In front of that too.
Put a dollar sign in front of the F as well.
Oh,
Homophones. Homophones are the bane of the English language.
there. Okay.
Now drag it and do everything right.
Okay, so now I should be able to just drag it down.
Yep.
And then drag it again. Over.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, because it kept copying it. I'm like, that's
Yes.
not what I want you to do.
Yep.
And now I just gotta do the rest.
What?
I read 12.
I get 12?
Yeah.
I totally failed to count. I may have typed something in wrong. But what you do is you look and you see how many things are between these two numbers.
So on the data sheet, what's less than 35,000? The first one,
Yes.
what's less than 35,000?
Yeah, anything that's up to 35,000. You can include the endpoints on the limits. I don't know that I counted right. I didn't actually count. I just told Excel to count. And I very, very likely could have mistyped something. Well, let's see what I got going on over here.
It's supposed to be 5 for the second one.
That one looks good.
Yeah, that one's correct.
This one, 4391.5, good. This one, 5.
Only 24, so that would be wrong.
What?
That would be wrong, there's only 24 numbers.
Hold on. Minus F6.
Jerry.
61,943.5.
Keep going.
Minus F7.
And you subtract the number above it, correct? For frequency?
Oh, Tommy.
Hold on. I know what happened. Ha ha ha.
Did you mess up on that?
I messed up my formula somewhere. I forgot all about this thing. The sum of F4 colon F5.
Yeah, I'm
Four
not
to the same.
Yeah, I'm just gonna count. I'm not doing the whole thing.
Yeah. That's how I got that.
Yeah, I'm not. And then at the end where you got that 0, at that point, is 0 supposed to go straight across?
I was right.
Yeah, there's gonna be zeros across the top and the bottom.
Got it.
Oh, what the
That's mad.
There we go. I wasn't expecting y'all to start copying my formulas. I was trying to remember what I used to do to make them.
Can you click F7 for me?
Okay, 9 plus 3 plus.
Advantage is up is over 20.
Minus,
Yeah, 12, 13.
I forgot to add up everything I had before. I was just looking at what I had. Because I way back when, I used to count up cumulative frequencies with the formula and then use my frequency based off the cumulatives. So then I could just subtract what was up before because my cumulatives were already adding things up. But I'm an idiot.
No, you're not, Mr. Underwood.
Don't you try to make me feel better.
Don't talk about yourself like
Throw a
that.
parade in the middle of my rainstorm.
You let a student teach you wrong.
Zoom in.
Copy.
What?
Told you was wrong.
Yeah.
You didn't even add them all up. There's 12 and 13.
You ain't.
You had it first.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't let him get on
I'm
you
not
like
like
that.
that. I'm just.
Once I looked at it for like 2 seconds, I realized that it was wrong. And I was thinking through what I did wrong. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix my board the way I wanted to for algebra. Yes.
Oh, what you be watching?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you're good now. Now it makes 23.
What is that?
Oh, wait. I can't drag it down, can I?
You drive like that.
After I type in one of the frequencies, I can't drag it down.
Yes and no. I drag it down just to get the basis of the formula there, and then I go in and fix all the formulas. So like, theoretically, I would drag this one down, and then all I have to change is that number. If I get it right. Well, let me rephrase that. Hold on. Not that one, that's my initial one. I get this one right here.
Mhm.
And then when if I drag that down, see how the dollar sign on the F?
Yes.
When I get that one, all I have to do is go back and change those digits. And I just look at whatever my upper class boundary is and just make them match.
And now we're gonna
Can
do
you
all
click
the
on
other
F8
frequencies.
for me? Because I keep typing those wrong.
You cool.
How do you remember all that? I'm very curious.
So here's the way people's brains, I don't know if this is actually how people's brains work, but when I was first doing psychology, learning styles was the big thing. Global and analytical people was the big thing. So analytical people memorize steps, and that tells them the big picture, right? I am not one of those people, so I don't remember all those things.
So you're a lot
Global-
more repeating.
Global people see the big, they remember the big picture, and then they build the steps. And if they see the big picture, they end up knowing the steps. So I learned the big process of how Excel thinks and communicates. So whenever I get to a cell, I don't remember what it is. I just build a formula that does what I want it to do.
More power to you.
But it's because like I did a lot of trial and error and I got to where I understood how Excel communicates and reads things.
Yeah, I can't do that. I don't want to.
But like there's a downside, so then I have to, like every time I do these, I recreate the formula. Say, okay, well, I want this to happen. This is the best drift. Oh, I do. You want to get the highlight? Click the little four highlighter right there. All right. See the little slanted AV thing? Click that
Yeah.
and unselect that top one. That's okay. Way better than past classes. It took day 2 for that to happen. Usually that happens like every 45 seconds. And every single day afterwards. What else did I do wrong?
Oh my god. Why is it really not?
Let's find out. Hey,
Is this correct?
nine, five, three. You should not have a -13 now,
Or should
huh?
I get an F9?
Everybody needs.
No, it should stop at F8. You have to change the 35,000 number again to the 70. All right, so equals part divided by total. And I don't want that total to lose its spot. I'm okay, and you'll notice I only do $1 sign, because this way when I go to drag over, well, no, that's not true. When I used to make the formula and I would drag over to the right, I had to make sure that it would change. I'm not going to drag it to the right, so I don't care about the second dollar sign. So I do that, drag them down,
That's nice.
auto sum, good.
Oh, we have to do the auto sum thing?
Well, no, some teachers want to see a total there. Mr. Caldwell, Ms. Eggert, both, if they're grading your Excel file, would click and make sure you typed in a sum for that thing. And if I hit the auto sum button, it does it. So that, not that I care 100% what they think, but if they ever like borrow any of my stuff, which let them do a lot, I don't want them to go back and start judging me negatively because I don't do it the way, I don't have the same results the same way they would. I don't have the same results the same way they would, but they'll have no way of knowing what ways I did things. Actually, hold on.
I was gonna say, wait, how'd you get that 9 there?
Hold on. I forgot to zoom in for my people. That's why it's funny.
Wait, would you divide it by?
The slash, the non-shifted question mark.
Yeah, but what I mean is like what,
Oh, the total, whatever the total was.
oh, okay, yeah, I got you. So then.
That goes there. The cumulative, I put equals this thing. Then I go equals that thing plus that thing, enter. Click that cell and only that cell. And then I'm gonna auto drag it down, auto fill down to there. Then I go back and now I highlight everything. And I'm gonna auto drag to the right. I say auto drag, I mean auto fill. What's with the decimal? We'll find out. We'll go here. Control, I'm holding down control just because I don't want to do this twice. So I can highlight both of those guys. And I'm gonna go up here. I'm actually making percentages today. Why not?
Just trying to make sure I got these right. I feel like I messed up somewhere.
You don't have to make it percentages. I'm doing it now.
The
On that guy.
percentages on this stuff. What the heck? I think I missed the number somewhere. That's definitely that thing. It's cumulative frequency. With the second thing, for me, it'd be equals H5 plus F6.
Yes.
You had a dollar sign there somewhere?
No, because I'm getting ready to drag it, I'm gonna use that formula and fill it over here to the relative cumulative, so I want it to change.
Okay. So then how do you get the other one lower than that, where it's 17, 22, 23?
So, you have this with no dollar signs,
Mm-hmm.
you just drag it down, black plus sign, drag it down.
That might explain why I got that wrong. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then now I need to get the other bits.
Yeah, so now you highlight all of those, and black plus sign, drag them over. Now I just went back to decimals.
Okay, thank you.
And you do 3 decimal places
Yeah, that's like the standard.
and turn them into percentages.
You don't have to. I did it this time just to be different. And then you guys can do the same thing as me, and I won't feel any different anymore.
Yeah, all right.
It's like the burden of being the most popular guy in school. He tries to do his own thing, and then everyone starts doing the same thing. You have to understand their pain.
You know, that one song that goes. No, you're thinking about the song that goes.
Well, I've lost all access to clocks, you know, so.
What do we put on the top row and the bottom row again?
Oh yeah, there's 2 things that go up
I know
top.
all the frequencies will be there, correct?
Yeah, all the frequencies get zeros.
Whoa.
So everything from here out gets zeros. That's not gonna work if I wanted to.
Can our midpoints be decimal?
You what now?
Our midpoints be decimal?
If our class width is an even number, our midpoints are gonna be decimals.
Okay.
And it's not.
Your midpoint, you said midpoint? Oh, you mean on the, are you on the hockey problem? Yes, okay. That is correct.
I was right for a second.
No,
I would be too. Okay.
don't freak out about that. So on the upper class boundary, we're gonna copy this number.
So just, that's a.
Okay.
We're just moving that boundary over. We're not really moving it over, we're copying it from there. It should be the same thing.
Okay. And then the lower class is the 35,000 minus.
What now?
Is the lower class boundary the
Regular.
35,000 or the dollar?
This is the lower class boundary.
Okay.
Okay. Now we just need
So I
that.
just carried this cell goes over there.
Okay.
And now we gotta do the class midpoint.
Class midpoint is gonna equal this thing minus a class width. It should be up here. Why can't I? Oh, I know why I can't see. Because I'm doing.
You said minus class width?
Yeah,
8, 9.
Oh, the one below it, yeah.
yeah. I forgot that I was not
That
zoomed in for you people.
minus that.
So upper class boundary, I get equals this guy. Class width equals class midpoint. I grab the class midpoint and I subtract a class width.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then enter, and then there you go.
Yeah.
You have all your info for graphs.
Almost. I have to fill in the bottom stuff. I have to. I need one more thing on the bottom. And it's just these 2 columns, because these are the only 2 columns I use for my graphs. Well, only 2 like horizontal axes I use. So if I just grab the last cell, I can grab the last 2 cells, it is auto fill down.
Okay.
I'll have them.
So just grab the last 2 cells, drag down one more
Yep.
for each.
Okay. And then we can start filling graphs.
Hold on. I grabbed those 2 cells. I went the 2 across and just go down 1.
I don't like the hockey.
If you grab too much, it's okay. What now?
I don't like the hockey.
You don't like the hockey one.
Because they want like frequencies at 0, and I feel like that's like people. For Somebody's on break.
So it's okay to have nothing.
No, it
No,
Some people would be really, really happy if they could get back to having nothing. Because what they have are debts.
Oh, yeah.
Do the cumulative and the relative factors are there? Or do they not have that?
They don't have to have them, it's completely, but I do it just out of habit,
Okay.
not because it needs to be there.
And then nothing else needs to go on top of bottom.
Correct, now we're ready for it. Well, which, oh yeah, I didn't do the zeros there, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was getting ready to say I always do just out of habit, and then I didn't, so. Because you're adding 25 instead of, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Is that thing all the way down?
Oh, what, we already fixed this, because you did it, Formula 90. Click 694. What did you use to do that for? You got rid of it, why'd you get rid of it?
No?
Yeah, why'd you get rid of it?
sometimes you gotta wait.
Yeah. So that's all? No, one to the right.
That is.
Drag that one down. Not that one, the one you were already on. Black plus sign, drag it down. There you go. You got into that situation because you had dragged down that formula instead of using the add to class width thing, which is okay. In fact, that's the way I used to show it. But that means that it's dependent on what's happening 2 cells to the left. Does that make sense? And when you got down there wasn't anything there. So it had nothing to add that 0.5 to, which isn't a problem as long as you drag everything down. I used to just highlight the last cell, the last row for everybody, and just drag straight down. And it wasn't an issue. If you ever want to get lost and like really play with my YouTube channel, I think I used to only be stats videos. And there was a lot of stuff on Excel there. And I've evolved what I type, and I'm making the exact same table, exact same results the whole time. But if you like ever like want to fall asleep and just you have insomnia that's killing you,
You were saying.
I probably have like 10 different ways of filling out these tables on Excel, all getting to the exact same results. Because I'd be like, I don't like doing it that way anymore. We'll just start over and I'll do another video.
Honestly, I think I need to find that YouTube channel really for this kind
But
of
eventually you'll find me like me doing like a whole, we used to do a big state project based off of the census. That was so miserable.
And for the history, or on the graphs, the bottom thing, can we just put boundaries and frequency?
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway,
What? Sure you're doing it right. You are correct. All right, so click the 19 that you have, the 97. Yeah. All right, I like the 19 all the way down to 32. No, that's not true. I like the 7 down. Did I get the right plus sign? Oh, sorry, the black plus sign. What I meant, no, what I said, drag to the right. Here we go. Now that.
I don't know.
You really grabbed my black one. That was great.
I was like, since you already sent it, might as well use it.
It's harder now.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that last time. Oh, well. It's an emergency. Oh,
You trying to take my Maverick man polygon.
What?
That's what the initial stands for. Maverick man.
There isn't actually.
In the beginning or the middle? Or the end? Okay.
Fire man, simple.
Maverick. Fire Maverick man. Or Maverick.
Okay.
Maverick Fabric. I'm on cloud nine.
I didn't know.
You just hate.
That's supposed to be your histogram.
Yeah, well, I noticed I was covering up my upperclass
I'm gonna
boundaries.
play that
And
shit.
polygon is supposed to be graph 10, correct?
Yes,
Layout 10.
they're pretty much always gonna be layout, so.
It's 8 and then 10 and 10.
No, the one that y'all. That's my favorite.
You're gonna say what? I get the gist of it. That's not as far as that. As long as I get the gist, I can pass the test. That's what you did before. Listen.
I like to write it down.
I do not want you. Put it on the camera and put it on the video.
I think I'm okay.
You think you're it's not very complicated.
Sakari forgot his computer charger.
Oh. I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah, one of the guys were trying to be a nice guy, there'll be none of that here.
You said you'll hold on to it?
Yeah, Mr. All right, I'll see y'all.
Yes,
Monday.
I'm glad my class isn't forming.
Yeah.
We don't come to school next Friday, correct?
Oh,
It's a virtual
Dr.
day.
G told
that's
me.
right.
Well, it's a virtual day, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, bye.
Later.
Hoping that you guys can see this. This is a good thing to take a screenshot of. I'm doing that in the video because I'm pretty sure it's being recorded. That's not a good light. That's a good light. Yeah, that's being recorded. Hopefully you can see and read that, and I wrote it good enough and big enough. We'll get through this.